Hey guys, Cup from Defend the North coming at you with another attack review video. Today we're going to be looking at Mass Witch at Town Hall 14, so stay tuned. Okay, so this next attack is on a ring base by Vinky, and he's coming in with Mass Witch with a log launcher. So it is a pretty consistent attack style to be coming in with, especially on these centralized town hall bases. The log launcher tends to be able to weaken the town hall really quickly, and gives good access and pathing wise for all the skeletons from the Mass Witch to come in. So let's see how he breaks it down here. He's going to come in at 12 and at 3 with some super wall breakers. That's going to open up access to the first ring of the base, and golems in with some witches and wizards to help start setting the exterior sides of the funnel. From 130, he's coming in with the golem, a log launcher, breaking his way in through the core, heroes and witches to come in from behind. At this point, I think he realizes that the Zapquake that he had brought in to take down some of the internal structures didn't fire off at the beginning, so he takes advantage of dropping it right now. And at this point, everything's funneling in good. The external, the flanking troops that had the golems, the witches, and the wizards are petering out at this point. And now he's dealing with witches and a whole bunch of town hall damage from the core, and slowly beating his way through them. Royal Champ comes in from 4 o'clock to help out. He's got the poison down a little bit late there, but is slowly chipping his way through. And at this point, it's just the town hall. It's at half health. All the beams are being distracted, and the freeze helps get it through. It goes down, but since that buff on the Town Hall 14 poison, everything that walks into it effectively is going to get melted. And at this point, unless you've got a Grand Warden ability kicking around or some healers outside the range of that poison, pretty much everything that walks into it just melts away. And at this point, we've gotten the 2-star. I've got some cleanup troops who are able to pick off some trash buildings along the way for extra percentage. But all in all, good attack. Getting a solid 2-star result against the Town Hall 14 is always a good goal. In terms of what we could do to improve this attack, let's go back to the beginning. We'll circle back to the end percent so we know how this ended up. But let's go back to the beginning of the attack here and just pick out a couple things that we could have changed to make things a bit better. So initially when I took a look at this, I was thinking, what's the value of the Zapquake? So right now the Zapquake is taking out this section here. So it's taking out the Eagle, it's taking out a multi-target. I believe it takes out the Queen, or at the very least weakens the enemy Queen. The Quake also clips the Town Hall, which is good. It's going to cause that 25% damage from the Quake spell, but it's also going to activate it early, so it is something to take into account. When I was thinking about this, if you're coming in with the log launcher from this direction, the logs are naturally going to be damaging the multi-target and the Eagle as it comes through. So I'm wondering if the investment of 7 spell space is going to be necessary, or whether there is another way to be able to do it. And one of the things that I was considering that might have some value is, rather than bringing in a Zapquake for that area, instead do a quad quake clipping both the Eagle, the Town Hall, and breaking open this section to the side. The reason being is then when you're coming in with your log launcher, the logs are probably going to damage, if not completely take down, the Eagle and the multi-target. They're still going to cause damage to the Town Hall, but this opens up an additional pathing route that avoids a problem that this Mass Witch attack had, which was once the Town Hall went down, there was no place for the witches and the Queen and the Warden to go. They just kind of got stuck. They hugged the wall, they walked into the poison spell, and they went down because of it. So this gives them an option to be able to say, okay, well, now this wall's open. They can then, instead of going into the poison, veer off to the side and start taking down buildings along the side and avoid the poison radius. So I think there was a good opportunity there, just as a different variation on this Zapquake Mass Witch, to be able to open up the path and get rid of that dilemma while still doing the damage that you'd want to. Realistically, the logs would still have taken down the splash damage here by the time the witches had already come through. Let me play the attack back a little bit more and just pick out a couple additional things. I like the idea of having the super wall breakers at the side to get access to that first layer of the ring. I think one of the challenges that came with that is as soon as you break those open and you drop golems to go in, those golems are going to be under a lot of fire. Like you've got what, at the very least, archer tower, uh, X-bow, and a couple cannons all beating down on these golems. Now they're tanky for sure, but even if you look at this one over at 3, look at the health of that golem go down. It's down around half health right now. It's almost going down, and the troops behind have really only cleared 2 or 3 trash buildings. So did the value of that golem really warrant the investment of 30 troop space? I don't know. Maybe not. I think maybe what would have been another option is to put the golem, wall break, put the golem in, and then maybe start on one side. Go golem, clean up troops directly after it. Let that group do damage, and then go up to the top and do the same thing. Wall breaker, golem, clean up troops. Deploying them a little bit faster might have gotten a little bit more bang for your buck before the golems went down. I think another thing that might have had some benefit is this Royal Champion. Bringing her in maybe from 6 o'clock might have been beneficial, and bringing her in late. Right here, she's coming through and she's taking down these defenses, but she goes down relatively quick to the scatter and the town hall. I think the benefit of coming in into a ring base with Mass Witch is you can flank with the Royal Champion. You did obviously over here at 4:30. I think coming down at the bottom might have been more helpful, because these would have been the only defenses guarding all of these trash buildings along the way. So if that section had gone down, then you would have been much more, these cleanup troops at the end would have had more longevity. They'd be able to get much further around and add some additional percentage in there. So just a couple things that I noticed along the way that might have gotten a better result or a higher percentage or more success in it. It is definitely a viable attack, Mass Witch at Town Hall 14. Dealing with that Town Hall 14 poison, though, is challenging to say the least. So going into it with the idea of how can I path my troops away from the poison in the end is really going to be the key to making these attacks work. Or if you're not able to, maybe something to consider is coming in from an alternate angle, and then rather than maybe come in from a 730 angle with a wall wrecker rather than a log launcher, and break the log launcher early before that last wall, so that the town hall can be sniped over the wall, but nothing's going to naturally pass through. Then they'll then go to one side or the other. So just a couple things to consider, but otherwise great attack. Keep up the good work, Vinky, and keep those attacks coming.